Greetings, MFL Year 33 members. We have our very first Week 1 recap and Week 2 preview video available for your enjoyment. Again, I have really no script or anything. I'm just sort of making this kind of go as I see it going. First thing I wanted to do was I went to the matchup screen on Sleeper. And this is over here. You can select the week. Now I'm on the PC, which is a little bit different than the phone, but you can select your week, and you'll see here I've got the Leavenworth Law Dogs who took care of business against my team, 0-1. Again, the worst team from last year, and it wasn't really even that close, I don't think. So we are off to a roaring start. 0-1. I did have a text from someone asking about the median. We are not playing against the league average this year, so it's every week's just one win or one loss. I had a few people who said they didn't like it, and as far as I'm concerned, that's enough. It doesn't take much for me to just say, we don't have to do it. So I will say again, if you finish at 7-7, you're in the playoffs. There's no the tiebreaker, I guess, will be is if you finish 6-8, you better hope only 5 teams are in front of you. And if more than one team finishes 6-8, then we'll go through some tiebreakers to find that 6th spot. So we will have 6 playoff teams minimum. But if 8 teams go 7-7 or better, which is possible, we will have an 8-team playoff. We'll just move the bracket around and make that happen. So that was the rule last year. I think we had 7 teams last year. So if that happens, only the top seed will get the bye, and we'll just work it. We'll work it out. So. Anyway, as you can see, MVP on Leavenworth's side, it kind of looks like Kyler Murray might be the guy to have for the Arizona Cardinals. I avoided him a lot in my fantasy drafts this year, and that generally means I'm probably wrong and probably should have rethought that. It looks like Kyler Murray did a pretty good job. I was going to point out down here, both defenses negative. Baltimore with a -3 and Miami with a -1. I got to be honest, I played the Miami defense not because I thought they were good, but because I actually believe that Daniel Jones, at least based upon previous results, has been very bad. And, of course, he played lights out. And so I'm going to have to change my opinion about Daniel Jones, too. But a couple of negative point defenses there. Just thought I would point that out. Also, look at the bench scoring here. Geno Smith with a 20. That's not bad at all. Again, Aaron Jones with a 15. So it looks like Leavenworth's pretty solid here. Looking at some other Week 1 matchups, if I am able to do so. Okay, I had to figure myself out there for a minute. Here is the league tab, and here is the Week 1 tab I was looking for. And this is all the matchups. West Canaan defeated Cleveland. I cannot pronounce that. They're just the Army. That is my fiance, Cassandra, just so you guys know. Defeated Kevin, who, by the way, was the low scorer of the week. We came up with some rather less politically correct names for that award. We'll get to that in just a little bit, but he saved me. You'll notice I scored 96, he scored 94. So thank goodness I at least avoided the cellar. But Kevin wins that award, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Gray Squirrels beat the Quake Nados in a very competitive matchup, 164-135. Gray Squirrels are defending champions. See the nice little gold ribbon there. Victory for sure. Kansas City showing a very strong 165, by the way. So I think our defending champion at least has some competition in sight. And then Toledo defeated San Antonio. So the standings after 1 week. Looks like Kansas City's at the top. Gray Squirrels are second. It's really too early just to kind of worry about this sort of thing right now. But Winterfell and Hoopton down here at the bottom at 0-1. Just notice, and this is the way it would work after, of course, the first week. 6 teams are at 500 or better. 6 teams are worse. So At the end of the season, it's not quite so cut and dry, but we will have 6, 7, or 8 playoff teams. I don't think you can have 9 go 7-7 or better. You'd have to have 3 really bad teams if that was the case, and I just don't think that we do. So there's that. I was also going to point out to you guys over here on the chat, if you'll notice on the side, they actually give you a weekly report. Now, I think on your phone, you actually have to click onto the report to open it up and see these things. But here on the PC, it does show that Ethan was the best, most efficient manager. Now, I will tell you, historically, I think sometimes that means that you're very top heavy. So I think it's a good award because you made the right calls. But sometimes you made the right calls because your bench is very thin. So I haven't looked at Ethan's team, but looks like he did a good job putting the right people in this week. So I bring that up just to say the worst manager was me. So even though I didn't score the least amount of points, I could have scored 143. And I think I even made a note in the comments in the league chat about how just after Thursday night I left 40 points on the bench. So I kind of knew this award was coming, that's for sure. But sometimes being the worst manager means you've got really, really good players all the way through, and it's a little more difficult to make those calls. So I can tell you, just my own personal taste, I would much rather have the worst manager award, at least at the beginning, because it means I've got some potential. If I just make the right calls, I'll be able to fix my own problems, so to speak. Biggest blowout, looks like the Army crushed Kevin. And the narrowest victory was Dan over John, a historic battle from 2 long-time MFL members. Highest score again, Kansas City. Lowest score, Kevin. And by the way, this is maybe the new name of the award, the Underachiever or the Below Expectations Award. Goes to Kevin this week for not having scored that many points. My experience, by the way, has been those who score well in week 1, be cautious because it tends to average out a little bit in week 2. And that does mean those that scored poorly in week 1 tend to rebound a little bit early in the season, assuming there hasn't already been, catastrophic injuries or whatever. This actually gives you some player score profiles, which I really like. The QB of the week was Josh Allen, which makes a lot of sense for the highest scoring team of the week. Running right back of the week was Derrick Henry, also for Kansas City. Wide receiver of the week, Zay Flowers. Interestingly enough, a keeper. Nobody bid on Zay Flowers. There was a trade, I think, involving Zay Flowers, but Steve has the wide receiver of the week. No surprise here, Steve also has the tight end of the week, Brock Bowers. He did attract some bidding attention, that's for sure. The kickers and the defenses, there they are, 15 points apiece. I do have a record book. I've not really kept up with it since we switched to Sleeper, because Sleeper does a pretty good job with that anyway. But at some point I will jump into some of the records and that sort of thing, especially if somebody sets one. So I'll tease that a little bit. Bench warmer of the week, Aaron Rodgers. I like that a lot. And then some more bench warmers here. We won't go all the way through those. Here's the waiver claims. Looks like Boutte was a bit of a popular target. Not a whole lot of money spent week 1, which is typical. But notice the zeros over here. I want to point out for you folks, again, that maybe don't have the money, you can bid 0. And when somebody's a free agent, so for example, you don't even have to file a waiver claim and wait till the next morning, which happens from Tuesday into Wednesday, but you just see someone out there with a green arrow and you want to pick them up, you can do that, and that's just a 0. That's a 0 transaction because those players cleared waivers. Everyone had their chance at them if they wanted them, and so you can operate without money. So don't go thinking that you can't. I would also point out Sundays now should be free agent days. We had it set for waivers after the draft. I think I forgot to change it for week 1. I think we're still on waivers on Sunday. I have a feeling week 1, maybe nobody had to pick up anyone anyway. But for week 2, going into kickoff on Sunday, we will have green arrows. If you need to get a kicker, I know somebody already had a kicker on injured reserve, Tyler Bass, I think. So if you need to go get a kicker now, in fact, or between now and Sunday, you should be able to do that. So, by the way, I think I picked up Noah Fant here, and then I ended up having to cut him because someone came off of IR. So it's like pick him up, bye. Kind of the way that went. So, also cut Roshan Johnson for the record. I bid a little money on him and had to save roster space for him, but I think we're probably done, at least for the moment, with the Roshan Johnson experiment. So there you go. There is the week 1 review. Quick preview of week 2. I don't know if anybody's set their lineups yet or anything. Probably not. But it does look like the Hoopton Corn Jerkers are well on their way to an 0-2 start. We've got the Quakenados, and they are raring to get off of the winless schneid, if you will. Does look like at the moment the Winterfell Knights are set to bounce back. Here it looks like the Army is just going to keep on marching. For those of you all that think she is just a filler, she won the MFL Dynasty League year 1. She is already a fantasy league champion, so she's coming to win this one too. Trust me. She asks me some questions and rarely does what I ask, and look how that does for her. She does just fine. The defending champs look like they're set up pretty nice. It looks like CDs and Kansas City are also slight favorites. Yeah, that is the week 1 recap and the week 2 preview of the MFL Year 33 Fantasy Football League. I hope you guys are having as much fun as I am. I will tell you, my schedule has gotten a lot tighter, and it took me a long time to carve out some time to do this video, but I intend to give you guys an update every week, and something similar to this. I also intend, if we can get some Zoom links sent out and some screen recording going on, I will have some guests, speakers, guest interviewers, guest owners come join me sometimes, and we can talk a little bit about some of the old days maybe, and a little preview into the rest of the season, I guess would be the way to put it. I would say, when we had the old paper newsletters, we used to come up with a little narrative on every game, and I kind of had that idea of doing that this year. I just don't know if I'm going to have the time to do it. I'm trying to run a business right now, and then we've got kind of a business startup kind of going on, I think, for the spring, summer. And again, I'm substitute teaching, so it's turning into a little bit of a busier fall now than it was over the summer, that's for sure. But just know I'm having a ball with this, and yeah, I'll be getting in touch with some folks. If people want to join me on the updates, we will make that happen for sure. All right. Set those lineups. If you got any problems, of course, get a hold of me, and we'll work it out, whatever we got to do. And you guys stay safe out there. All right. Peace.